My name's Emma Hodgkins, International Artistic Director for Toni&Guy and also part of the session and editorial team. Today we're at the New Oxford Street Academy and we're filming the 3 Fashion Fix looks. With our first look we're going to be working on garland glamour, which is taking inspiration from the braiding concept that we saw in February's Fashion Week. The preparation with all 3 looks is going to be the same for you. In this instance on Alex's hair we're just going to go in with the Volume Mousse, and the application needs to be super quick because these are 30-minute dry styling techniques. Once the prep is complete and we've got the right texture in there, it's then, thinking about our shape. What I want to do is work this from a centre parting. It's literally bringing the hair back and then working out equal amounts of hair and then separating it from side to side. We're starting with a small section through that front area and then simply dividing it into 3. So we've got 3 equal parts. Then we're working from the right side, coming underneath and into the centre, and then the left side underneath and into the centre. And then the right side, underneath and into the centre. From there I need to feed this centre section. So I'm working from my right side and introducing a small section of hair into that middle section, and then from there braiding again. And it's the same through on the left side now. So from the left, introducing and feeding the centre section, getting my tension back, and then coming through onto the right. Through the front, what I want to be aware of is that it doesn't come too tight through here. It's actually much nicer if we start creating a little bit of lift through that front. So just using your thumb and first finger just to push the hair away, so we just get a little bit of lift and it just starts to soften through that front area. The hair needs to be falling back. So what I need to do is make sure I'm almost working with a pivot from that point sitting in front of the crown, so the section is much finer at the parting, coming slightly wider towards the braid, which will allow the hair then to drop back and it will camouflage our parting. When you get to the end of the reverse braiding technique, you just work and carry on that all of the way to the ends. All we're going to do is just backcomb those ends, and that's going to be enough just to hold that in place. So we're going to do exactly the same on the other side, and the key thing is looking for balance from left to right. So making sure we're following the same line and same angle of what we've done on our first side onto our second side. So with our braids, they should be meeting through the centre back around the occipital bone area. With the garland glamour, the key product is the Dry Shampoo. What we're going to do is just work the product all the way through the braid. You can be quite generous with it, right the way from the ends up into the roots. And once we've got our product on there, we're going to use our fingers just to pull and tweeze the braid out, which is going to get that texture in, which makes it really relevant to what we're seeing at Fashion Week. What we need to do now is just work to entwine these 2 braids together. We've got a nice length of braid to work with, which is going to give us a little bit more detail, but if you've got a shorter length of hair, it'll be exactly the same thing. You're just not going to cross it over as many times. Just crossing them over. We don't want to come too wide with this. The intention is getting the detail through the centre back rather than coming out too wide. Just working to the widest point of the head shape as the head's starting to dip in, and then from there I'm holding it with my thumb and my finger, and that's exactly where we need to work in our grips. So just anchoring with the grip and then pushing onto the inside of the braid so that grip is completely hidden and disguised into the plait, and it really secures it and keeps it into place. And then again, just crisscrossing those over, again making sure we've got balance from side to side. Finger and thumb holding in position, and we're just going to secure where our thumb and finger are to then anchor that and hook it into place. Okay, so this is our garland glamour Fashion Fix, taken from the inspiration that we saw with our braiding concept in February's Fashion Week. Very soft, wearable, with a youthful but modern texture.